Hello and welcome to Minimise Debt, Maximise Cash with Top Service, where each episode we will give you tips on how to maximise your cash and minimise your debt in the construction industry. My name's Emma Riley, Top Service CEO, Fellow of the Chartered Institute of Credit Management and current CICM Council Advisory Member representing trade credit. We're coming up to a year since we launched Minimise Debt, Maximise Cash, and we've had some great feedback. But as always, we would like more. Please get in touch by searching Emma Riley Top Service on LinkedIn. Tell me what you like, what particular piece of advice that has been useful to your business, and what you'd like to hear more of. We'll read out the best bits of feedback on the show. At Top Service, we are nothing without our members being happy. Philip King, our non-executive director, sat down with Simon Howell, Senior Manager of Credit Management at Tarmac, the world's leading supplier of building materials and friend of Top Service, to find out why they have remained Top Service members for over 6 years.
So Simon, I've been a non-executive director at Top Service for sort of just over a year now. And it's always interesting to talk to clients and members. I know what I see when I come in here, and I'm always impressed, but I always like talking to members to find out what sort of their background is. How did you first come across Top Service?
I had heard of them, and I had not used their service, but certainly other parts of Tarmac, when it was far more individual rather than looked at as a group, were using it, including our building products business. Lucy Grady, who was the credit manager there at the time, spoke very highly of Top Service. Then I think the most important thing is perhaps the way that they do a number of different things. So the first thing is that it fills a gap for very immediate data. Many sources of data that we have to allow us to really call risk very accurately are not timely. They're based on accounts and so on. This is on about experiences and doing it within the bounds of what is allowed, and we're very strictly managed in terms of competition law and so on within our industry, means that you've actually got something here which is incredibly powerful for us. So we would use that information as part and parcel of our overall risk assessment, using a variety of different sources. What also struck me, because one of the things that I'm a big advocate of, both in terms of seeing customers face to face, and I know that that's a big thing with yourself in terms of communication, is to actually go and see what it was like in that office, going to see Top Service, what did it mean? And the one thing that I was incredibly impressed by was the professionalism of the staff that they've got there, certainly in terms of the work that they do around the debt collection and other elements, as well as the stuff that perhaps you and I have been involved in terms of the webinars and so on. The one thing that struck me, and I am very old-fashioned, was when I went into that office, was hearing the buzz, hearing things which, as a credit manager, took me back to when you're in charge of the collection area and you wanted to have that buzz. And I knew then that this was the right thing in terms of being able to support what we did.
Yeah, that's interesting, because that's the one thing that stands out to me. It seems to me that if there was one word that encapsulated Top Service, it would be conversations, because they have real conversations with real people all the time. And whilst they support that with data and analytics and so on, it's around someone telling them something and then them turning that into something that they share with someone else. To what extent do you see the service as being one of many, or being unique? I mean, I've just sort of said conversations. Maybe that's a leading question. But what is it about them that makes them unique for you?
I think the uniqueness comes from the history of how they came to the position that they're in at the moment. They started off in a particular way around the debt collection world, and then it's been developed at the behest of the members. So it's been driven by what the members were asking for.
Thank you for listening. If there are any other questions, please get in touch by searching Emma Riley Top Service on LinkedIn. Tell me what you like, what particular piece of advice that has been useful to your business, and what you'd like to hear more of. If we don't see you online, we will see you in the next episode, where we will help you to maximise your cash and minimise your debt. Bye bye from Top Service.